a title fight. But he has not defended once. And it'll be a year before he makes his first defense.
Yeah, many of those contracts out are written where if you defend your title, that has to be put on by a big-time promoter, not if you don't defend it.
The crowd eating this up so far, which has turned out to be an exhibition for Roy Jones. Still waiting for Danny Garcia to let his hands go. There's a left hook. That's more Jones pulling away than the effect of the punch. Just like in a Torino fight that lasted 10 rounds and went to decision, you just felt that Roy Jones can end it at any time he wished.
Unless his hand is hurt like it was hurt in that Torino fight. With powerful punchers like Roy is, 21 KOs out of a 24 wins, a lot of times you have hands that break down during a fight. Here's the
Danny Garcia was once 28-7, legitimate fringe contender, very competitive against some of the other contenders. Had some nice wins. Knockouts over Ulysses Boulware, a couple of knockouts over Jorge Maisonet, and then he stepped up. He went for the biggies, the home runs, and he's since lost 4 in a row. January to Chris Pyatt. He had Pyatt hurt in the 10th round, but he lost every other round. Pyatt, of course, went on to win the WBO crown. In June, he lost to Lamar Parks. He had floored Parks and gave him 10 hard rounds, but lost the decision. Then in July, took on James Toney and really took a beating. He stopped in 6 rounds, and that may have taken the last out of Garcia. February, lost a 10-rounder up in Canada to Stephan Orlet.
Lost his last 4 in a row. We talked about the James Toney fight, and for Roy Jones, sure, he would like to get Garcia out before the time that he was stopped by Toney. Here's what I was talking about in the blackboard. See these shots from Roy Jones? A lot of them are hitting the arms, they're hitting the shoulder. If you slow that down a little bit, yeah, you need the speed, but slow it down just enough to land and crack a big shot like that. Then you bring it in later. You bring it in when you need it. He's bringing it in now, and I don't think this is the time for the fight to be stopped. I think Garcia is going to be there, although right now Roy Jones trying, perhaps looking for that 6th round, but he wants to get Garcia out of there.
Big right hand by Roy Jones. Garcia remains on the bicycle. Closing seconds of round number 4 is scheduled for 10.
The last part of that 4th round. Look at all these punches from Jones, but look how many of these shots miss. Not setting up his opponent and staying so far away from him, you miss a lot of punches. Perhaps if you slow down a little bit, you move in a little bit, you take your time, you set your opponent up a little bit better, perhaps then you land every one of those shots. That's the problem sometimes with a fighter that is so much better than one of the other. In a match like this, they fall asleep. And your mind really wanders instead of concentrating on what it is you're supposed to be concentrating about. When I saw Roy Jones against Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones was right on that night. He was so focused, he was so ready, you could see it in his face and in his eyes, and in his motions inside the ring. He did not miss a shot. Tonight, he's missing punches.
Well, tonight he's punching. Did not do that against Torino. So he is preparing himself for a couple of months down the road. And the fight against Thomas Tate, mandatory defense. And this is a terrific division right now. Joe McClellan looking better and better each fight. WBC champion. John David Jackson is the WBA champion, but you still have in the rankings the Bernard Hopkins, the Julian Jacksons. I don't know where Otis Grant will slide, but he has something to prove in coming back. Lamar Parks, Reggie Johnson, guys like Pazienza.
Right now, I think this has been the most exciting division in the history of boxing, over the time of boxing. The middleweight division has the speed of the real lightweight fighters, the featherweights, the flyweights, the lightweights, and the power, the punching power of the heavyweight fighters, the heavyweights, the light heavyweights. They mix that in.
And over the next 2 weeks, we'll be seeing both Roberto Duran and Vinny Pazienza. Roberto, at the age of 42, keeps his hopes up high of still achieving another world championship, and so does Vinny Pazienza. And actually, those two are looking to show down the road before they move on.
Now holding, I think that's the most action that Garcia's given us.
10 seconds left in round 5, and we will pause for a word from your local cable systems. Sixth round action. IBF middleweight champion Roy Jones in the purple trunks, and in the camouflage is Danny Garcia. Comes in at 25-11. But of the 25 wins, 19 by knockout. A couple of impressive KOs, and Ulysses Boulware, a couple against Jorge Maisonet, but those may have been in another career.
Yeah, tonight he's worn camouflage gloves because we haven't seen any punches come out. And he heard it between rounds. Felix Pintor, his manager, trainer, telling him, you got to throw more punches. He said, I'm going to stop the fight right now. He called the referee over. He said, I'm going to stop the fight because you've not been busy enough. And I think he got the message. Danny Garcia came out with more punches this round. I think more than he's thrown the whole fight. You know, Felix Pintor in the corner was bluffing. Telling Danny Garcia, I'm going to stop this, and you're not even trying.
Fighters have some interesting approaches to their upcoming fights. We sat down and talked with Danny Garcia yesterday, and Garcia says he'll beat Roy Jones. And I asked him, did you ever see him fight? And Garcia says no. And I said, how do you know you can beat him? And Garcia says, well, I knocked down Lamar Parks. And I fought James Toney. Well, he lost to Toney in 6 rounds, and he went on to lose to Lamar Parks. That's his reasoning. Yeah. But he's certainly not backing up any of the confident type of talk.
Good choice of words, good low hand. Interesting, because he also had no fight plan. He's going to figure him out the first round. When you go into a fight, you better know what you're going to do. Kaboom! Roy Jones knows what he's going to do in this 6th round. Pick it up. Overhand right from him.
But that's the kind of rationale you hear from fighters going in the fight.
Boom. That's it.
Unless Garcia just has something up his sleeve that he hasn't revealed so far in the first 5-6 rounds.
Something in those camouflage trunks in his pocket.
He's trying to take Jones to the later rounds.
Right now, Garcia thinks he's in a labor factory. Pulling away from these punches, so difficult to hit fighters when they move back like that. To hit them solid. Oh, good right hand from Jones. Good left hook from Jones.
And he stays on his feet.
Rolling around. Trying to dodge the punches, Garcia. But he doesn't dodge that one.
This is the round James Toney got to Danny Garcia. Cannot be saved by the bell unless the final round, and he doesn't beat the bell here. Six-round workout for Roy Jones, who plays to his crowd.
And very important, he knew this round that he needed to end this fight. Important strategically for Roy Jones in an effort to fight James Toney. There's Emmett Smith with congratulations.
Well, Emmett would like to fight Danny next.
Emmett would beat him.
I hope we weren't allowing football players in the ring again.
He's back. Good to see he's back.
Roy Jones goes to 25-0. That's his 22nd knockout. And getting in some rounds. And now looking ahead for his first title defense coming up in May against Thomas Tate 1 year after he won the title from Bernard Hopkins. And let's see again how this one concluded with a barrage along the ropes.
Yeah.